Leonardo DiCaprio has been pushing himself relentlessly since day one. From his fearless early roles to bold and obscure later choices, here are 5 forgotten films that prove he's always gone all in. This Boy's Life. Based on Tobias Wolff's memoir, this film tells the story of young Toby Wolff, played by DiCaprio, and his mother Caroline as they navigate a life of instability and escape from abuse. When Caroline marries Dwight, played by Robert De Niro, Toby faces a new, terrifying challenge, an abusive stepfather who pushes him to his limits. DiCaprio's performance here is really good, really raw and powerful for such a young actor. You can see he was already capable of inhabiting a fully realised, deeply human role. It's a breakout part that foreshadows the incredible range he would continue to display throughout his career. It's crazy to go back and watch this to see a young DiCaprio alongside a seasoned Robert De Niro. Nowadays we see them meet again in colossal masterpieces like Killers of the Flower Moon. DiCaprio started with De Niro and then shared the screen with him once more once he had reached legendary status himself. The Basketball Diaries. This is the story of Jim Carroll, a high school basketball star in New York City whose life spirals into heroin addiction. DiCaprio embodies Jim with such intensity, capturing both the charisma of youth and the devastating vulnerability of addiction.
Where is it? What? You know what the fuck I'm talking about, Reggie? Where is it?
This is a really underrated film that many critics wrote off, but for me it's powerful. While it's not perfect, it pushed boundaries, challenged audiences, and really captured that 90s vibe. It's harrowing and emotional, and it shows DiCaprio when he was still young, willing to dive into challenging material, to take risks, and to make you feel the danger and fragility of a young life teetering on the edge. The Beach. DiCaprio stars as Richard, a young backpacker who discovers a secret island community in Thailand. What starts as an adventure slowly descends into obsession, paranoia, and danger. I'm very nostalgic for The Beach. It was such a big film for me when I was young and I was fascinated by it. It just had this mysterious vibe. Look at that legendary poster. Everything about it just drew me in. And while the film isn't perfect, I think it's unforgettable. There really is no film like The Beach, for better or for worse. It was a landmark film that made me think about how escapism can have its horrors, and I love the irony and nuance of the movie. DiCaprio's performance is great, capturing the curiosity, flaws and intensity of a young man discovering a world that's both intoxicating and dangerous. It's a film that asks us to question paradise and the cost of chasing perfection, and DiCaprio makes that journey really compelling. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? This film offers another early glimpse of DiCaprio's talent. Even as a teenager, he delivers a performance with nuance, empathy and depth. He plays Arnie, a boy with special needs, alongside Johnny Depp as his older brother, Gilbert. This movie is deeply human and it really explores family dynamics, responsibility and love when it's under strain. I remember when I watched this for the first time and yeah, it did make me cry. I challenge you to watch it without shedding a tear. There's no shame in an actor making you feel, and DiCaprio did it right here.
Dad's dead, Ellen.
Gilbert?
Gilbert?
I can't believe you said that.
Dad's dead.
Arnie.
Dad's dead.
Arnie, shh. Arnie,
Dad.
it's okay.
Dad's
Stop it now,
dead.
Arnie.
Dad's dead. Dad's dead.
DiCaprio's performance is convincing and respectful, a tender, heartbreaking performance that shows he was destined for greatness. And finally, J. Edgar. DiCaprio takes on the role of the iconic J. Edgar Hoover, the controversial first director of the FBI.
I heard that very same argument from a Mr. Mitchell Palmer. Do you know what it took to change his mind? A bomb. Now, I do not want that to happen to you or your brother, sir.
This film is methodical, serious, and at times slow-paced, but it rewards the viewer with a complex portrait of power, obsession, and secrecy. When J. Edgar came out, it seemed not to make a huge impact. I also missed it at the cinema, but it's one of those films you watch years later and realise a gem had slipped you by. It also showed that DiCaprio's foray into playing real people wasn't just a gimmick. The reason he keeps doing it is that it's clearly a huge strength for him. He's fascinated by real people and real stories. DiCaprio embodies real people like no one else, clearly because of his dedication to telling the truth in his films. And this movie is very honest, painfully at times, but I really rate it. DiCaprio fully embodies J. Edgar Hoover, portraying both his public authority and private vulnerabilities. Audiences weren't entirely ready for this intense dive into such a morally ambiguous figure, but it's a performance that proves DiCaprio's dedication. I highly recommend this film if you're patient, if you actually really sit there and take it in. It's actually one of his most underrated films, and one of the most underrated films of many, many years in my opinion. So there are 5 hidden gem Leonardo DiCaprio films. Which one of these performances is your favourite, or is there another DiCaprio movie you believe people overlook? Let me know in the comments. And if you love deep diving into performances, films, cult movies, classics, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.